Hi guys, back again for a quick video. I'll walk you through the 9 new documents I just sent you. Yes, 9. The first 4 we'll run through fairly quickly. The next 4 are really 2 sets of 2 that won't take very long, and the 9th one is the one that we'll spend a little bit of time on, a couple of minutes. These are just things that have happened in the last couple of days, finalized some ideas. Just want to make sure you had this information before the HLC ODHE meeting on Monday. Anyway, the first one is just notes from our meeting. It looks like this. It looks like a memo. One of the participants took notes of all the things we talked about yesterday and captured those for us, so I just wanted to send you a copy of that so you would have it. The next one is the library preparations, what they've done to get ready for the doctorates. If you remember in the first videos, we talked about some of the things the library had done, had a listing there. This is a little more complete listing, so familiarize yourself with that. Don't know if there'll be questions about that in our session, but in case some of those come up, at least you'll have that information. The next one, I've handwritten Student Learning Center on it so that you can identify that among the others. It's the same thing. There were some things on the first videos that talked about the Student Learning Center. This one just is a little more detailed, a little more fleshed out about that. The next document's a pretty good-sized document. It's our marketing plan. It's called Launching Doctoral Education at Franklin University. And really, I don't think there'll be any questions that will come out of this, but just wanted to let you have this so you know what some of these parts and pieces are. We're going to be building a lot of things before we get the approvals, but obviously we won't be launching anything until afterwards. This talks about what we're going to be building and then how we're going to launch that afterwards. The affinity groups, we're relying very heavily on a lot of our own graduates in the early days of doctoral recruitment. So just it walks through some of those things just so you'll be aware of it and you can have some idea. The next one we talked about a little bit on the earlier videos, but it was the student advising. And there's a sheet that has the flow chart, looks just like this one. And then there's a written version of that, kind of a textual version of the same information. This is something you might want to read through, take a look at, see what roles we're going to be playing. We're trying something a little different, at least we think it's a little different in the marketplace. There'll be an academic advisor, which is a staff advisor, someone who gets them registered, talks about how to pay their bill, and all those kinds of questions that normally happen. Then the faculty advisor, which will be us, will be the person they talk to about which elective should I take, which of these fit in well with what I'm trying to accomplish in my career, research questions, all those kinds of things. But anyway, if you'll take a look at that, it'll give you kind of that difference between what the academic advisor and what the faculty advisor will be doing. And I know I think those terms are a little confusing too. Academic sounds like a faculty person to me, but the academic advisor is the staff person, the professional advisor. The faculty advisor is the role that we will be assuming in all that process. The next 2 sheets are the administration's process. There's a flow chart, and there's a textual version of that as well. You can read through that. The main thing that we want to be aware of is that there's 2 green boxes on here, and you can see those green boxes are the potential faculty touch points. And we'll have a touch point if they're transferring in credit. We'll need to talk to them to kind of lay out their schedule, what courses they should be taking, because we're offering certain courses in a semester and they may be transferring those in, et cetera, et cetera. The other one will be just a general communication to the applicants, the people that are interested in the program. It's a chance for us to talk to them, answering questions they have from a faculty perspective. Make sure that they kind of know what they're getting into, that they're not just thinking, oh, I'll take a lot more classes and get this degree, that kind of they understand what the work that'll be involved and the time commitment that'll be involved in going through this process. And of course, again, that'll be a role that we will alternate that around. Anybody that's interested in serving in that role will have the opportunity to do so. So read that, just be familiar with the details. Again, that flow chart is not being released to the HLC. They will get the textual version of that. The flow chart is just for our own use so that we can visualize it. Then the final document I want to talk about for a minute looks like this. It looks like the course schedule, and it really gets to the dissertation, specifically the comprehensive exam part of the dissertation courses. There's different possibilities. A student could take the comprehensive exam, they could pass, they go on, they move into their dissertation. That's represented by the very top line where it says Fall Term 2018. The top line says passed. That means they pass it on the first attempt. They take the comprehensive exam, they move into the dissertation. The next row says they failed the first attempt, passed the second attempt. So they've got the comprehensive exam. They'll be in the same comprehensive exam as that first student that passed, but they fail 1 or all 4 questions, whatever part it is. They can't move on until they pass all the parts of the comprehensive exam. So then they will go into a 9-week independent study course with their faculty advisor. So if this is a student that you're serving as advisor, you will be doing that independent study with them, preparing them for the second taking of the comprehensive exam. Then you see at the end of that semester, the last 3 weeks of that semester, you see a second taking, a retake of the comprehensive exam. And in this case, for this illustration, we've assumed that they've passed. So if you were to look at the second bar down, now we've been talking about this top student that passed and he moves on. This would be, he would move into this dissertation course and then the final dissertation course down here. The second student that we've talked about, they take their comprehensive exam here, they fail, then they move into this 9-week period, they take their test again here, and they pass this time, so they would move on. I'm sorry, this should not say comprehensive exam at the beginning of this semester, my mistake there. That should be, that should not be there. They would move into their dissertation one, the first class. The third student here, however, they failed the first exam, they did the 9-week remediation, they failed the second attempt, they now have a full 15-week semester of remediation, and then they're allowed to take the comprehensive exam for a third and final time at the beginning of the next semester with all the other students that are taking the comprehensive exam. And in this case, we say they passed that third attempt, and so they're moving on to their dissertation course. If a student were to fail this third attempt, that is actually a stopping out point for them. And these are just some details that we worked out in the last week or so. We hadn't finalized how we would handle the comprehensive exams by the time I sent you the information prior to the winter break, the Christmas Eve videos that I sent out to you. So I wanted to make sure that you all had all this latest information in case some of these questions come up. Again, if you have any questions, you need more clarity, questions about anything else, feel free to shoot me back an email and we'll get you an answer. Look forward to seeing you guys all on Monday, or at least Bob, in your case, talking to you again on Monday. Look forward to getting through our visit and getting approvals to offer these courses starting next fall. Let's go, guys. See ya.